Hello and welcome you in the course of Probability and Statistics. I am your instructor Hardik Joshi. Now, in particular, in today's lecture, we should see some precise example of probability. How we can find out, say, probability corresponding to any of the random experiments. So, let's see the first example. Now, the question suggests that a ball is drawn at random from a box containing 6 red ball, 4 white ball, 5 blue balls. So, this particular statement suggests that we have to consider, say, one particular box, and now what we have to done from that box, we are interested to draw, that is ultimately we have to pick up particular ball. But before drawn a ball from the box, we have to know that box contains how many balls and which types, that is types. In the context of this example, the box contains a particular ball, but what is the color of that ball? So the question suggests that the box contains 6 red, 4 white and 5 blue. So 6 red plus 4 white, that is 6 plus 4 10, and 10 plus 5 blue, that is, the question suggests that box contains particular, say, 15 balls. We are interested to determine the probability, that is getting a red ball, second option getting a white ball, third option getting a blue ball. Now fourth possibility, not drawn, that is not getting a red ball, and the last option not getting a red or white ball. Yeah, in another words, we have to say that, sorry, not red or white, but is particular red or white. So it may be either red or it may be either white. That is, we have to say that precisely not blue. Not blue is same as red or white. So let's move on the solution, how we can find out the probability corresponding to each and every option, that is A, B up to A. So before dealing with the example, we have to assign some strategy. So we have to assign symbolic notation. So we have to consider capital R. Now capital R is stand for getting, or when we have to draw a ball from the box, red ball. So capital R represents the probability of getting a red ball. W is represents getting a probability of white ball. Capital P is corresponding to blue ball. So just simply we have to consider the first letter, red, so R, the first digits of whites, it's W letter, so we have to consider W, and first letter of blue is B, so we have to consider the terminology R, W and B to represent getting a probability of red, white and blue ball respectively. Same thing we have to write down here. Let capital R, capital W, capital B denotes the events of throwing a red ball, white ball, blue ball respectively. Then let's start the first option. We have to find out the probability of getting a red ball. And just for easier, to make it simpler, we have to write down the capital R is for just simplicity is red notation. Otherwise, precisely it doesn't matter. You may be also write down black notation also. It doesn't interpret anything else. So probability of R. Remember, to find out the probability of any particular random experiments, so definitely is equivalent to all possible outcomes is in denominator and our favorable, that is what we have to interest. That is, if whatever we have to want and we have to get that thing, so is known as our favorable outcome. If we have to wish for something and that particular objects, things we have to get, that is, we have to assume we are success or I am happy. So same thing is here, probability of R. That is, we are interested to find out probability of getting a red ball. So when we have to get a red ball, that is our favorable outcomes. So we have to assume I am success. So our favorable outcomes we have to write down in numerator. And in denominator we have to write down the total possible outcomes. That is, box contains how many balls. So we have to formulate the formulation of this probability of getting a red ball is equal to way of choosing a red ball among total way of choosing a ball. So our favorable outcomes, red ball. So we know that a particular box contains a 15 ball, but among that 15 there are 6 red ball. So numerator is our favorable outcome, so 6. Denominator, that is total outcomes, and the box contains 6 red, so that was 6. 4 white ball, so 6 plus 4, 5 blue ball, so plus 5. So simplification leads 6 divided by 15. For the simplification, when we have to cancel out, say, common factor, that is 3 is cancel out. So numerator is 2 and denominator is 5. So probability of getting a red ball among a particular box is 2 divided by 5. Let's see the second option. That is probability of getting a white ball. So the formulation is the same. So our favorable outcomes is getting a white ball and denominator is total number of ball. And we know that a box contains 4 white ball. Remember, the total number of ball in the box is as it is. 6 red, 4 white, 5 blue. So denominator is 15 as it is. But numerator is the favorable outcome is changed. In the first option, favorable outcome is a red ball, whereas in second option, favorable outcome is white ball. So numerator is just only changed. So we have to get the probability of getting a white ball is 4 divided by 15. Similarly, the probability of getting a blue ball, nothing is changed in the denominator, just numerator is replaced. In the numerator we have to write down the probability of getting a blue ball, and there are total 5 balls. So it's 5 divided by 15. So again we have to cancel out the common factor. So 5 by 15, so it's lead 1 by 3. Now fourth option, probability of not getting a red. Now we have to use the simple terminology of set theory, not red. So we are not interested to getting a red ball. It doesn't matter either it is say white ball or blue ball. So we have to use the basic concept of the set theory. So not red is represented by R dash, that is complement. And again we have to use the complement of the set theory. So we know that a complement is nothing, is 1 minus probability of A. So we have to use same formulation, 1 minus probability of R. But in the first option, we have to find out the probability of R is 2 by 5. So we have to subtract from the 1. Why we have to consider 1? Because the probability of any of the random experiment is maximum 1. The probability is never exceed 1. If any particular random experiments is occur, then its probability is 1. So 1 minus 2 by 5, so it splits 3 by 5. And next option, we have to find out the probability of getting a red ball or white ball. So see carefully, the or is replaced by union. So these are the terminology in the probability. Or is replaced by the set theory notation union. So way of choosing a red or a white ball. So there are 6 red, or so that is plus white, there are 4 whites. So numerator is 6 plus 4, that is 10. Denominator consists total outcomes, that is 15. So 10 by 15. Cancel out the common factor 5, so we have to get 2 by 3. Let's see the basic concept of conditional probability. So in conditional probability, we have to talk about say 2 objects. So let capital A, capital B denotes 2 events such that the probability of happening of first events, that is A, is greater than 0. Then the conditional probability is denoted by probability of B given A. Now this represents the probability of happening of these events B when this event A is already finished. That is, the probability of happening of event A is none. In that case, we are interested to find out the probability of this second event B. So here the probability of B given A, so ultimately we have to say that what is happen? The universal set is reduced. Whenever we have to find out the probability of any of the experiments, in denominator we have to write down the total possible outcomes. But in conditional probability, we have to find out the probability of happening of event B when this event, particular event A is finished. So right now these are our sample space. So denominator, that is universal set, is replaced by an event which is already finished. So probability of it. In numerator, that is our favorable outcomes. So we have to find out the probability of happening of event B when this event A is finished. So is represented by probability of A intersection B. So this particular formulation is nothing but it represents the conditional probability. Yeah, in another words, it's rewritten as probability of A intersection B is probability of A into probability of B slash A. Yeah, probability of B given A. So this precise term, probability of B given A, is known as the conditional probability of happening of event B when this event A is already finished. Let's see the particular example. So find the probability that a single toss of a die will result a number less than 4. If no other information is given, in the second option, it is given that the toss resulted in an odd number. So we have to use the basic property. Say experiment A is a combination, say A1 union A2 union AN, where each of AI are mutually exclusive events. So we have to use this property. So probability of A is probability of A1 plus probability of A2 plus probability of AN. So let's deal with the first option. B denotes the event less than 4. So it may be possible, say we have to get a 1, 2, 3. But we know that these are the random experiments. So probability of getting a 1 when we have to toss a die. So favorable outcome is 1, total outcome is 6. So 1 by 6, 1 by 6, 1 by 6. So probability of happening of event B is 1 by 2. Second option. It is given that the resultant quantity of the random experiment is odd number. And in odd number, so we know that it may be 1, 3 and 5. So it is given that when we have to toss a coin, we have to get either 1, 3 or 5. So its probability 3, because favorable outcomes, it consists of only 3 possible outcomes. So 3 by 6. So probability of happening of experiment A is 1 by 2. We are interested to find out probability of B given A. So let's recall, or first of all see probability of A intersection B. So definitely is 2 divided by 6. So simplification leads 1 by 3. So just use the basic terminology definition of conditional event. So probability of A intersection B is 1/3. Probability of A is half. So simple simplification leads 2 by 3. So thank you so much for paying your attention.